Hello and welcome to my Big Mouth Billy Bass project. I saw this fish at a yard sale and immediately thought it'd be a great project for my dad. He has a lot of memorable quotes and I'd like this fish to say them. So what I did is I gutted the fish, put my Raspberry Pi in there and a few motor controllers, and now it does wonders. When you press the button, it either plays some music or a quote. When it's music, it dances to the beat with the top half of the fish or the mouth of the fish moving when it's high notes and the tail of it moving when it's low notes. If it's quote, it just turns towards you and says the quote. Let's see a little demo right now. Welcome to the Big Mouth Billy Bass project. That was a quote, so you can see he turned towards us and he read us the quote. Let's hit it again. And that was some music, so it does a little dance, moving its head on the high notes and its tail on the low notes. Now let's get into the nitty gritty of how it works and show you how you can upload new MP3s. Here I'm going to show you how you can upload new MP3s to the fish. So before I do that, let me explain something. This fish is going to go in my dad's cabin, which doesn't have Wi-Fi. So I had to have the Raspberry Pi be an access point or hotspot. You can see I'm connected to the Big Mouth Billy Bass. So to find whatever that IP address is, I do ipconfig. ipconfig down here is the default gateway. And then I get my default gateway. I open my internet browser, put in my default gateway, and I'm brought to the web server of the Big Mouth Billy Bass. So we're going to choose a file. I already have the Big Mouth quote in. That's the one you heard. And I already have the sample MP3 in. So we're going to go with the blub quote. So we're going to hit open on the blub quote. We're going to change it from music to quote. Music makes it dance. Quote makes it turn towards you and just talk. And then we're going to give a very high likeliness. The closer it is 10, the more likely it'll be played. So we're going to give it 10, and we're going to hit upload MP3. And I know I'm sharing my computer screen, but once this finishes uploading, I'm going to hit the button, and most likely it's going to be the blub quote because it had a very high likeliness. Blub, 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 blub. I'm a fish. This is a fish. Blub, blub, blub. So there you have it. You just heard the blub blub quote, but I wanted you guys to see it as well, so I'll show you a little demo of that. Blub 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 blub. I'm a fish. This is a fish. Blub blub blub. Here I'm going to show you how the fish works under the covers. So you can see we're at the web server. I'm going to take that IP address and put it in my VNC. I brought the HTTP with us, so let's get rid of that. Connect to it. And we're into the Pi. So it's mainly Python scripts. You can see I have this run all the time script that's running on boot up. And then when you press the button, it either goes to a quote or it goes to music. It also hosts a little web server. Give me a second to get there. So I have a little web server where here's where the files get uploaded. Here's the home page, and then I have a JSON file which holds all the likeliness, quote data, and where the MP3s are. So how it works is something gets uploaded to the website. It then, if we go back to that Python folder, this MP3 to WAV, I translate it to a WAV file. And then anytime the button is pressed, this run all the time, which is running all the time, either plays a quote or music depending on a random integer Python picks. This is nice because if it ever has an error or I need to debug, I can always just VNC into it. I can even get on my phone, connect to the access point in the Raspberry Pi, and then VNC into it and then debug the problem. That's all for the debugging. Here's an inside look on the fish. The brains of the operation is the Raspberry Pi. Next, we have the original motors. There's 3 of them here. You can only see one. Then we have the original switch to turn on the fish. We have the original speaker and then we have the original power port. Some of the components I added were the motor controller. This one is controlling 2 motors. The other motor controller, this is controlling the 3rd motor. I have my own little amp here. You can see from the Raspberry Pi we have an aux cord, which then goes to the amp, which then powers the speaker. The amp was a little buzzy when there was no music playing, but it still had power. You could hear a bzzz. So I added a relay, which cuts power to the amp unless music is playing. And that's an inside look at the fish. And that wraps up this project. I hope you guys liked it. I really like it because it's configurable. I can add any MP3s I want and it'll dance or sing or do whatever. I'm really happy with this project and I'm going to give it to my dad this Christmas. Thanks for watching.